And here we are at the AIBC Eurasia Summit 2023, where we're speaking to the brightest minds in blockchain, AI, and medtech. And with me, I have Javed from Wellx. Javed, sorry about that. Javed, welcome to the AIBC show and to the MedTech show here specifically, where you're going to be speaking on our stage a little bit later on today.
Absolutely. No, thank you so much for having us. Yeah, we're very excited to talk about disrupting the healthcare space.
You wanted to, and that's the whole thing. I mean, everybody here wants to be a disruptor. They want to shake things up. But how are you guys doing it at Wellx? How are you shaping up and shaking up the healthcare space?
So so we sit at the intersection of health tech and insurtech.
Okay.
We're the guys that, we work with the guys that eventually pick up the bills when people fall sick. And the way that we're looking at disrupting is helping people so they don't have to fall sick in the first place. Mm-hmm. For decades, insurers have always been competing on limits and networks and optical and dental. And what we're trying to do is bring an entirely different approach to this, a prevention-focused approach that supports people so that they don't end up falling sick. Mm-hmm. And in doing so, when you aggregate the lives that you're able to touch and impact, we're building up to create support and help build those happier, healthier, and resilient communities. And when you're able to aggregate that up to a national level, what you're also doing is supporting nations and trying to bring down healthcare costs, which have become so much of a challenge post-pandemic.
I'm sure. In fact, post-pandemic, it seems like I was reading very recently, like the mortality rates have gone sort of through the roof. The excess deaths numbers are through the roof, and we do need to bring those numbers down. In fact, prevention is always better than cure.
Yes.
In fact, I would rather have a car that brakes and stops and avoids me getting into an accident than a seatbelt.
For sure, yeah.
When it comes down to it, and you guys are that mechanism. And how are you doing it specifically? What are the mechanisms that you use to prevent these illnesses?
Right. So my co-founder and I started about a year ago, and we started down this path and on this mission of disrupting a very commoditized space, because insurance, unfortunately, is seen as a dollars and cents business, and we were looking at bringing hyper-personalization to insurance, to health insurance, right? And we did that by building and creating an ecosystem of health and well-being partners that were aligned to the mission of creating healthier communities. So very early on, we were able to sign global players like Google, Fitbit, and Whoop, as well as a lot of local and regional players in the mental wellness space, nutrition space. So we cater to holistic well-being, and we've been able to create that ecosystem of like-minded partners to help us deliver an experience, a wellness experience that's built upon insurance. So we use the insurer or our connection to the financial services space to reward and incentivize people for doing better things for themselves. So essentially, through behavioral science, we're driving behavioral change that creates long-lasting impact. We've run, some pretty insane challenges around sleep, and we've seen that if you're able to influence people's sleep patterns and get them to sleep better, their ability to make better decisions, and specifically when you talk about the more intensive, the thinking intensive roles around there, it makes all the difference if they show up to work feeling a lot better and a lot more fresh and a lot more recovered. So through these different partnerships that we've been able to create, and through gamifying it through rewards and incentives, through our rewards and incentive mechanism on the app, we've been able to create this shared value approach, where every time the customer does better, we incentivize them, the insurer does better because their claims have gone down, and so everybody wins. And the only person that's actually hurting a bit is the providers, is the hospitals, because they're able to treat people a lot lesser. But overall, at a community level, you're creating an impact.
So another very interesting point which is just coming to mind is this like a tokenized system? So is this where you have a token running around your system, or is it just based on rewards which are then funded, like so more healthy living?
So I love the question, because we're not a Web3 company yet. But we do have a roadmap that in which we're headed. So we've very much gamified the model within app to be able to create real life impact in the real world. So we have the ability for customers to create their own avatars, build some sort of a digital twin that they want to work towards.
Okay.
And then using our X coins, we even we have our own currency to be able to incentivize and reward people. But we're still very much off chain.
Okay.
We have plans on that side, but on the AI front, the eventual idea, and this is where hyper personalization comes in, right? Today, a group plan when it comes to insurance specific to this region is very much age banded.
Yeah.
And then gender centric, right? So
okay.
you've got male, female, this age,
is-
that age, right? And everybody's sort of priced in buckets because
Yeah.
that's how historical actuarial models have worked, and insurance have always relied on these models to price policies and premiums.
Yeah.
We now bring in an entirely different, an entirely new dynamic to the conversation, right? Which is real time activity and engagement data that supports in building out these pricing models. But what we're also able to do for the end consumer is by understanding the relationship between claims, right? How many times they go to the doctor and what they go to the doctor for versus activity, we're able to tailor or personalize, hyper-personalize advisory or well-being guidance to that client. So if we know you played football 4 times last month, but you got injured once, you might want to tone that down to 2 times. But if we know you taking 10,000 steps a day is reducing your chance of your increased heart rate levels, we're going to be like, okay, you know what, you might want to increase that to 12,000 steps, and that's all AI driven. So all those various data points feed into our model, predictive models, and then we're able to then advise and guide clients on how they can actually do better for themselves.
That is fantastic. So what are the big plans for 2023?
So we've launched in the UAE today, and we currently have roughly 8,000 members on the program.
Fantastic.
And we're looking at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as our next market, and then covering the rest of the GCC before the end of this year, and the launch of our life insurance product. So health insurance is very much live in the market. Life is very much next on our roadmap. Towards the end of this year, early next year, we're looking at other markets, East Africa, Southeast Asia.
Fantastic.
From an expansion standpoint, we have the backing of the UAE government through its Dubai Future District Fund, the Saudi government through Sanabel Investments, as well as 500 Global that have invested in the project. So, the world's our oyster.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Well, the AIBC Summit, what are you looking forward to? What are you looking to attend here at this event?
So I've seen the lineup of speakers at the MedTech stage, and they're all very exciting startups, innovation, technology. I think what we're looking forward to see are how the partners from both local as well as from beyond the UAE and the region can contribute towards creating these happier, healthier, resilient communities. Essentially people and companies and entities and projects that are aligned to our mission of delivering. We're very much an API first company, so we're always looking for partnerships that can help us deliver on the promise. We have the ability of being able to connect that to the insurance financial services space, and that's why I say we're at the intersection of insurtech and health tech, is connecting the world of health to the world of insurance to deliver these incredible programs.
So the Zapier for the health industry. Fantastic. Connecting all the world together. That is absolutely awesome.
Amazing.
Well, congratulations, and thank you for being here, and good luck on the panel later on.
Thank you very much.
Javed, it has been an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to hearing more from Wellx. In the meantime, we will be hearing more of the great minds in the world of health tech, AI, blockchain, and more here on the AIBC channel.